Dear me. That was more in than out.
You cannot get any closer than that. It looked in all the way. Little unlucky there, Selby.
How's that not gone in?
I can't believe that hasn't dropped.
Well, I was about to say, Phil, looking at the stats, obviously Mark needs what he did to do what he did back in 2008. It's 8 years ago now, when he was 8-5 down to Ronnie, he won 9-8.
Yeah, 3 down with 4 to play, a similar scenario. But the mood O'Sullivan's in, I think it's going to be even more difficult for Selby today than it was that evening in the final. And what a pot that was. Needs another one, though.
4.
Yeah, well, again, don't be surprised if this goes in. Medium pace, he might just be able to avoid the black here.
Beautifully cued. I mean, that wasn't easy.
5.
Slow down, though. Slow down. Super fast tables.
Couldn't have hit that much better.
Oh, wow. Chose to attack, knowing there was a red at the back of the pack, but he's hit that sweet as a nut. He's so confident at the moment.
Knowing he'd leave this red for Selby if he missed. I don't think O'Sullivan's long game has ever been better than it is right now. 40 years of age, but the eyesight is still very reliable.
You've got to be concerned for Mark here.
O'Sullivan won their last meeting, of course, which was as recently as last month at the Masters semi-finals. In fact, that was O'Sullivan's best performance of the tournament in winning 6-3. I think he's aware every time he faces Selby that he needs a little bit extra to get the job done. He has a lot of respect for his opponent's game. They play it very differently, but both extremely well.
Well, they do seem to bring the best out of each other, don't they?
17.
O'Sullivan stretching a little too far, so he's asked referee Paul Collier for a bit of assistance.
Thanks. 18.
He's got the red just this side of the pink. He could play a little cannon on a red here and stay on that one. He's chosen to play on it, and he's played it beautifully. That's a great touch.
25.
Looking to kill off the match here. He doesn't want Mark coming back at him. He knows what he's like when he starts. He's got them. And for Mark Selby, you've got to say, Phil, it all started from that final black in the third frame. It could have been all different, couldn't it? If he got on the pink wasn't quite at the right angle. He was definitely playing on the double to the middle, came short, and then played a poor safety. Well, he actually didn't. He went for the pot and missed it by a mile, to be honest. And then the black that Ronnie knocked in was superb.
It was, and Joe Johnson made the point that Selby could, earlier in that break, when he was clearing up to try and steal, have taken a pink
34.
instead of a blue, which would have meant that O'Sullivan could only have tied with the black. And that was perhaps an error of judgment. Hindsight's a great thing, of course. But that does feel like the pivotal frame at the moment. Had Selby won it, he was guaranteed at least a share of the spoils at the interval.
And we know, don't we, that at this level, it doesn't take much.
But it's the pace at which O'Sullivan is punishing his opponent's errors this week. It's frightening. It's intimidating.
39.
This match is nearly done.
40.
Well, I think you could probably count on one hand the unforced errors that he's made all of this tournament. In fact, I think he played the last match. There was more mistakes than one frame that he's made in the whole tournament.
The first frame that he lost,
remember, I think, yeah, we're right.
You Deleu.
We'll take that one out of the equation, but if you take that out, that frame, he hasn't missed much once he's in.
And even you needed a fluked black to win it, even after all those mistakes. Well, it is sublime stuff from O'Sullivan, and he's closing in a hurry here on a place in the semi-finals. meeting with either Joe Perry or Ben Wollaston. Last year's runner-up
53.
beckons, if he makes it. And of course,
54.
the semis played tomorrow, both of them over the best of 11 frames, the first to 6, so a little bit more wiggle room. The final over the best of 17. Into the pack he goes. And that should be
59.
the killing thrust from O'Sullivan. Well, he missed
60.
what for him was an absolute sitter of a black when he was entertaining thoughts of a 147 in frame 3. That aside, he's done very, very little wrong and an awful lot right. And this already
67.
is match ball.
68.
Fabulous stuff. He's just taken down the world #1 by some margin in
75.
the blink of an eye.
76.
Who's going to stop him? That is the question.
Well, we know Neil Robertson is playing fabulously well. We saw that earlier against Ding Junhui.
83.
And of course, they're on a collision course to meet in the final on Sunday. What a match
84.
that would be if it happens. There are plenty of other players who'll have other ideas. But it's going to take something special if O'Sullivan keeps this up to deny him a 4th Welsh Open title.
91.
Yeah, we've just sort of been waiting all week for him to play a sort of mediocre or bad session, but he hasn't. It's as simple as that. He's maintained that standard, or this standard, I should say, all the way through the week.
Fitting
98.
that he should finish with the 3-figure break.
99.
And listen for the roar when this pink disappears. Well, the crowd have been royally entertained so far today. There are still a couple of quarter-finals to come, but what a couple of matches they've seen. The standard just sky high.
107.
Selby started with a century, but that's the only frame he's won.
$110. 114. 119.
Round the angles for the black.
125.
Making them talk. What can you say? A total clearance of 132 from Ronnie O'Sullivan. That was, even by his standards, utterly brilliant. Mark Selby didn't play badly, but he was punished for every error he made. And Ronnie O'Sullivan marches into another major semi-final. He's beaten Mark Selby 5-1.